Good evening. Leon Sconti. Mr. Mayor, you mentioned my name in public now, in writing, and now on the television as accused you and to bring complaints in front of the Ethics Board. Exactly. I've never advocated or asked for your building violations or anything else to come in front of the Ethics Board. I want to read my statement that I wrote in response to your city update, which is becoming more of a personal vendetta outlet for you, which I think lowers the office of the mayor, but nonetheless. In response to the mayor's update, I'd like to correct the record in clarifying that I never brought a complaint against Mayor French to the Ethics Board, nor did I ever advocate for such action, and you will find it nowhere in the public record where I did. As a matter of fact, I'd like to point out that Mayor French actually brought the second complaint against himself by asking Deputy Mayor Peter Jovanovich to do just that. Therefore, instead of blaming me, the mayor would have been more accurate in saying the complaint was brought forward by Ray Tartaglione of Purchase and me of Rye against myself. What I did was simply make a video accurately documenting the mayor's 19-year ownership of a property in violation of the Rye City Building Code. The video was sourced throughout with records from City Hall, Westchester County land records, and Mayor French's own MLS listings, supporting each fact contained therein. 2 days after the video was posted and widely viewed, Mayor French was issued violations from the building department for the exact illegal building activities detailed in the video. These are proven facts. I also covered the mayor's decade-long improper school tax exemptions in the video, well after it had been reported in the press. Last week again, according to Mr. French himself, the mayor paid more than $16,000 in back taxes, interest, and penalties to Westchester County's Tax Commission for his ill-gotten tax savings. These are proven facts. In the video, I also reported the fact that a leading national title company received a false report from the City of Rye Building Department in October of 2011, stating that the mayor's property at 13 Richard Place was a legal single-family home. Subsequently, the city was forced to release an amended and corrected report identifying the house as a legal two-family home. Those documents were fully disclosed in the video as well. No member of the council has asked me to see these documents or asked to speak to me regarding this specific issue. And Mayor, I have never sought to speak or meet with anybody on the council to pursue this issue. Again, this is a fact. I never pursued it with anybody. I simply made the public aware of these issues by making the video itself, because I believe the public is the court of opinion that matters. In the interest of full disclosure, before making the video, I notified Mayor French in detail of the information regarding his investment property that I had researched and found. I offered the mayor an opportunity to sit down on camera for an interview at Rye TV so he could address the issues. The mayor never responded to my request. The point is, even before making the video, I was open and honest and forthcoming with you, Mr. Mayor, and you refused to address the issues. Since Rye TV decided not to videotape the recent Ethics Board meetings, I videotaped them so the public could be informed. I also reported on the Ethics Board's political contributions to the mayor's campaign in 2009, as did other news outlets, again, so the public could be informed. Although the publicity of the disrespectful nature of the board's conduct, as stated by New York State open government officials, may have been brought to light by the videotaping itself, I certainly did not call for those meetings. I simply documented and reported on them. I have never advocated for Mayor French to be sent to the Ethics Board. I simply disclosed and reported the facts of his illegal building and the circumstances surrounding it. These are not accusations. These were once questions based on facts that have since been proven true. I am joined by the Rye Record, LOHUD, the Rye Sound Shore Review, the Rye Patch, and the Daily Rye in reporting on these issues. The City of Rye Building Department and the Westchester County Tax Commission have validated the veracity of these facts that I've reported by penalizing Mayor French. I did not receive multiple building violations from the City of Rye for owning and operating an illegal investment property. I was not required to pay more than $16,000 in taxes and penalties to Westchester County because I claimed 2-star exemptions. I did not run for mayor, and I did not forward a complaint to the Ethics Board against you, Mayor French. I simply asked questions, I reported the facts, and I documented the truth, which I will continue to do. Third grade is over. If you're looking for an apology, Doug, you can start writing one now to the people of Rye. And let me point out, as a real estate broker for 10 years, and one who's won a top producer for 7 years, when you buy a house, you own it, illegality and all. I want to ask you a question. You brought up Vincent Tamburo's death in your recent update. You said, tragically, the building inspector passed away in August, and a violation was subsequently issued once a new building inspector was in place, just like any resident. I have here, you were issued a violation July 1st. Whether you call it a complaint or a violation, it was a violation. I have a title report that says the City of Rye Building Department calls it a violation to Stewart Title Company. That was July 1st. On July 25th, on July 28th, on August 8th, and on August 10th, Vinnie Tamburo issued notices of violations to residents in Rye. After Vinnie died, on September 21st, on September 26th, and twice on September 27th, other members of the building department issued notice of violations to people who live in Rye. 8 notices of violations between when you were issued your first notice in July 1st and you got your final one December 23rd were issued to the people of Rye. Vincent Tamburo's death did not stop the Rye Building Department from operating. That's one lie.
All right, you finished now?
No, I'm not finished. I have here a copy of the report that I received from Stewart Title Company that says the building department attached find a certificate of occupancy for a single-family dwelling. They attached the certificate of occupancy, which does not identify whether the house is a single-family or a multi-family house. You need the permit number 478, to match the certificate of occupancy. I forwarded that permit to my title company. Within hours, the city of Rye released an amended and corrected description of the dwelling as a legal 2-family home. Vincent Tamburo had passed away at that point. Mr. Pickup, who was in charge of the building department that day, who released this information?
You
I have no idea what they were talking about.
One of the
You're
questions.
addressing the council.
That's fine.
You
So that's a
don't-
question I have for the council.
You have another
Dawn, I'd
30
like to give you a
seconds.
copy of this. If you could distribute, I only have one copy. I
You have another 30
apologize.
seconds. What do you got?
That's it. My last question to you is, if you have a problem with something I put in the video, then you should tell me if you have a discrepancy with it. The only other question I'd ask upon that, and this has never been brought up in public, Doug, you're collecting rent on this house as we speak. You've collected rent on the house for 12 years. You've collected at least $4,500 on the house for the last 12 years. That's well over $600,000. I can't say for a dollar fact how much you have because that's your own private income that you would claim, but you're collecting rent on an illegal property that you own in Rye right now as you're the mayor. I don't know anybody else in Rye that can do that. So I'm not saying that this should go in front of the ethics board. The ethics board, I think what's happened is you put good people in bad positions with your actions. And the ethics board did what they had to do. That's fine.
Got it.
I think public opinion is what
Let me
matters.
respond to your rambling. First of
Excuse
all-
me?
First of all, your video was the impetus for the complaint. And so Mr. Tartaglione took the YouTube video, sent it to the city manager, saying, I want this investigated. So
So that means Ray Tartaglione brought the complaint and Scott Pickup brought the complaint. I did not bring the complaint. And my video was made based on your illegal actions.
You made your statement, okay. I did say specifically in my letter to the public that I did in fact ask the deputy mayor to bring it before the Board of Ethics, okay? Now, when we bought the house in 1992...
I don't need to hear this, Doug.
No.
If you're going to say this, now I'm going to want to refute, because what you're going to say, I can refute it easily.
No, you
So,
can't.
okay, go ahead.
1992, the house was zoned as a 2-family.
That means nothing.
Well, no, but we had the right if we wanted to convert it back as a 2-family house.
The house was a single-family home. You purchased an illegal house. How did you get 4 mortgages on a house that doesn't have a CO? You've obtained 4 loans on a house that you do not have a CO for. No, this is a real question, Susanna. I'm a real estate agent. I can tell you this, and every real estate agent, every attorney out there is asking themselves this question.
But we have
How did you get that
This
loan?
is attacking the mayor. This is.
What are you
I
talking,
think it's
what are you implying?
I'm not
I went
implying
through the
anything.
process,
I'm asking you a question straight up. Since you brought this up at the beginning of the meeting, you raised my name, you attacked people on the council, so I came in to ask you a straight up question. 2 questions. How much income have you collected on the house, and how did you get 4 loans?
Why is that relevant?
Because you're operating a business that's based on an illegal occupancy while you're the
What's the-
mayor of a town. That's a direct conflict of the code of ethics.
No.
Somebody opened up their code of ethics. It's not implied. It's real. He's operating, you're renting a house that's illegal, Doug, and you sit on top of the code. This is
No.
real. This isn't about 3rd grade.
So this happens to residents all the time.
Residents
When they
don't
go to
make
sell a house.
$700,000 renting a house
What?
out conveniently for 12 years, and then all of a sudden get busted for it on TV and refuse to take accountability and responsibility for this. If you just would accept the responsibility, Mr. Pickup, Ms. Wilson, the assessor, the building department, and all the good people that work for the city wouldn't be put in these bad positions, including the ethics board. You've put people in a bad position, and what you have to say is not the truth.
It absolutely is the truth. Because a violation was not issued in July. Somebody phoned in a complaint in July, okay? I got the violation on December 23rd. The building inspector passed away in August. A new one was hired in November. And then I got the violation the month later.
Like every other resident, which you put in your city update. But as I showed you, and I
Mr.
will,
Mayor,
and I will leave
may I-
copies.
may
I will leave
I-
copies.
Yes.
Here's a copy of
Yeah.
the eight
We have a lot of
notices of
people that-
violation that
Right.
were served
Yeah.
between you and yours. 8 notices of violation.
Susanna,
served.
Keith, and I walked Indian Village after Irene, and we promised those residents we would get the city building department back up and running so that people could start elevating their homes and getting their homes back up and running. We did that. That's a positive thing that we're doing. For you to now imply that something ill-gotten happened during that process because we didn't have a building inspector at the time.
I'm not implying anything ill-gotten about the building inspector. What I'm saying is you used Vinnie Tamburo's death to insinuate that you didn't get served your violation because the building
No.
department wasn't operating properly. Let me finish, please. And what I did is I gave you 8 notices of violation that were served in between July 1st and July 23rd. The 4 of those notices of violation were served by Vinnie Tamburo, and the other 4 were served by various members of the building department. What you put in your statement, in your update, was not true.
What is your beef with me?
My beef is you are the problem that's wrong with this country.
Okay.
People are sick of
Got
politicians
it.
like you.
Leah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we have to call time.
That's fine,
Out of
Suzanne. That's
respect
fine.
to the
I just
meeting.
want
Thank
you
you.
to
Let me
know,
know
when
what
you
email
mention
you
my
sent
name
me.
on TV, I will come down here when it's a lie. And I will stand up for myself, and I'll
Okay.
stand up for my friends, and I will stand up for my family, though.
Here's where we
Okay?
disagree. I'm not the problem with the country.
I didn't say you were the problem with the country. I said politicians like you who don't
Got
accept
it.
responsibility for their actions.
Got it. And that's all I wanted to
Doug,
hear.
you can say whatever you want. The people are watching
No,
this.
that's all I wanted
People
to
know.
hear. I'm the problem with the country. People like me are the problem
You're the
with
problem with
country.
the city of Rye right now.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, you're
Perfect.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
And
night.
resend me that
over 1200
email,
hits on
because I'm
YouTube.
not-
Keep watching.
Resend me that email, because when you say you send me emails asking me to talk, you must be sending to a different address. I'm not getting it.
Doug, if we want to talk
Leah,
about
Leah,
emails, no,
calm
Susanna,
down.
how can you allow him to say something to me and then
I'm
allow
sorry,
me
we're
to
both going to
respond?
stop now, please,
No.
please.
Why did you ask if I were arrested when I asked you to do an interview on Rye TV?
Oh,
Why
come
did
on.
you ask if I were arrested? Do you want me? I will make this email public too.
Yes.
Is it true, Doug? Did you ask if I were arrested?
No.
You didn't.
No, I asked who the person was. that
Doug,
was
you
sending
had to
these
give me the
emails.
email in a foil. I foiled the
I know.
email. You gave it to me. It says, is he the one that was arrested?
Correct. I did.
Is there any public
Yes.
business
Thank you
after
very
this?
much.
I asked a question, and I
yeah.
got the answer.
Right?
Because I thought maybe we just adjourned.
You're-